Hey guys, it's me Pinky. With the last update we also had Jons Mainhand, which by the way also is a good example why I don't like to talk about stuff when it's in Pioneer, because for example my Zek video, I still think Zek's Mainhand will be on sale with the Amethyst, so I still think it's worth to buy 100 amethysts to unlock the weapon when it comes, when you want to have it. But also, Jon's Mainhand was massively stronger than it is now, which is by the way good, because when it would have come like it did, it would be stupid. So I'm happy they changed it. As we all know, or as we all should know, Jon is like the key commander to make bleed work really well. You can do bleed without Jon, but with Jon it does a lot more damage. And that thanks to his crit chance. On Pioneer, the weapon would give him more crit chance, which would rocket bleed even more away from the others, because right now it feels like bleed is the strongest lineup. And with more crits, thanks to Jon, it would give more bleed. And so I'm kinda happy they took this out. Instead of this, you have now, if you just unlock the weapon, you get 5% more damage reduction. So Jon Snow's normal 4-star skill only has 15%. Now you get 20%. Let's say you have your troops get hit and you don't have Jon and you lose 100. Then with Jon you lose only 85. With his main hand you lose only 80. Doesn't sound like a lot, but you have to you have to think about if that happens at the fighting start, because it's only active for 15 seconds. Every troop you save in the first few seconds of the fight will help you to do more damage in the end of the fight. Because let's just say you have 200 troops, you lose 100, so only 100 will fight back. But if you have 200 troops and you lose only 85, 115 will fight back, which gives you also a damage bonus on the next round. Of course, the numbers are not like this, but still I hope this will help you to understand why saving your dad also gives you a bit of damage output. So the second part of him is, like I said, the crit part. And on 0 stars, nothing will change about this. But if you 4-star the weapon, it will give you another 5% damage reduction, so from 15 up to 25. And it will increase the crit damage from 150 to 180%. So whenever you crit, you do 30% damage more. So instead of doing 100 with crit, you're doing 150. You will do 180. Well, okay. Looking into the reports showed that the thing that was happening in the past is no kind of fixed, I think. Because in the past, you always had, when you were combining Jon and Rhea, you always had 160% damage. Because Jon gives 50, Rhea gives 20. But now it looks like it's only affecting the crit that is done by Rhea. So every 20 attacks, I think. And normally your crits will only be affected by Jon, which means your normal attacks, your normal crits outside of the 20 hit crit, I will do 150%. If you see here, we killed 5,500, and a bit up, we killed 3,712, which is 50% more than you would, in theory, with the 3-star weapon, with the 4-star weapon, kill 6,600. So every crit would kill around 1,100 troops more. The question is if it's kind of worth for this to 4-star the weapon, or to even get it for the only 5% reduction. And I would say from the big 5 weapons, so you have Cersei, Peter and Jon so far. Jon is by far the weakest. But I think it's fair, because Peter is rarely used, so it's okay, his weapon makes him stronger. Jon enables the strongest lineup overall, so it's not really needed to buff him even more. And Cersei is good, has a good effect, and her main hand helps her to counter bleed, which is the strongest effect So I think the weapons are all fine made so far for the big commanders. But unless you are a maxed account that wants to go really maxed and needs everything a bit to have an advantage over your enemy, I think even if you have 4-star Jon and you are bleed Gotwic and whatnot, you have to think about getting the weapon 0 stars. Will, if you do it over time with packs, will cost you like 5k BDs, which of course you can discount, and I think you can spend them better than on Jons Mainhand. Still wanted to talk about it because big commanders, big influence, so just so you know what their main hands will do.